When he was wiping that cow shit on me, it was quite possibly the most turned on I have ever been.
You put on Liz, fair, when you lean back in your chair.
I try not to go after things that like teenage girls like, or the demographic is teenage girls. One, because I am a teenage girl. Two, because that is just something like incels on the internet go after and have always tried to go after. Going after teenage girls as a grown-ass person is wrong. But it's personal for Colleen Hoover. I've been planning to make a video about Colleen Hoover, and originally I was going to read her book. Unfortunately. I popped it open and I was like, no, I'm not going to read her book, but I am going to do a rant about her because I have a vengeance. So I'm going to read you the quote that started off my vengeance for her. "Thank you for this baby," she says from the back seat. "He's beautiful." I laugh. "You're responsible for the beautiful part, Rachel. The only thing he got from me was his balls." She laughs. She laughs hard. "Oh my God, I know," she says. "They're so big." We both laugh at our son's big balls. I fucked up with that. We both laugh at our son's big balls. If that is enough to, if that is not enough to be like, all right, maybe she should be spanked. Like I said, I don't really, I have nothing towards people who want to read easy reading. I have nothing. If you want to read easy reading, Taylor Reed Jenkins makes amazing, easy, accessible books that are not made by a fucking, shouldn't be literature. It shouldn't be a, but then I'm like, am I being pretentious? Is it good? Am I being an asshole here? Because that's probable. I've read good romance. I personally, I think the best romance is romance inside of another type of book. So like a science fiction book with romance in it is, for me, gonna be better than a romance book for romance. But I do like romance. I'm not putting that down as a genre. I do like romance. I like other types of literature too. I read mostly all types of literature because I just don't know specifically what I like at the moment. Like I don't have a niche that I specifically like, so I just read everything. I do like romance, not a romance hater, so it has nothing to do with that. I just want to make it incredibly clear that it is Colleen Hoover. It's nothing else. I don't have a problem with straight people having sex in books. Okay, I don't. But let me tell you something. In TV shows, in movie, and I want to see a good sex scene. I want to see something great. A lot of the sex scenes that people are reading these days are bad. This is a Colleen Hoover sex scene. His hand was impatient, squeezing the back of my head, pressing down on his... He silently begged me to take it in my mouth. I refused as I continued to fight against the pressure of his hand as him when all I wanted to do was in my mouth. What I was certain I had driven him so crazy that his desire outweighed his concern for me. I moved away from him. He followed. I fell on my back, spread my legs, and he was inside me without a second thought about whether or not it was too soon for him to be. He wasn't even gentle. It was as if my tongue had driven him to the point of madness because he was to me so hard it actually did hurt. It lasted about an hour and a half because as soon as I finished, I sent him off until he was again. But both times he never said a word, and even after it was all over, I was crushed beneath the body of his. We didn't speak. He rolled off of me. Our sheets were covered in sweat, but were too consumed with sleep to care. I knew that it would be okay. Jeremy still worshipped my buddy as much as he always had. The girls might have taken a lot, but the desire was one thing I always had.
She just gave me a fucking headache. Sweetie, bitch, if you don't go sit the fuck down.
That does make me uncomfortable. Like, I'm sorry, that sex scene is weird. It sounds too, it's like, some of the shit that the way that people have normalized very aggressive, like, kind of rapey sex is weird as fuck. First of all, like, it's not good. It's not that good. I've read better sex scenes on fanfiction.net, excuse me. That is not a good sex scene. And two, it gave rape. It gave weird dynamics. The thing about Colleen Hoover that I dislike also is her theme of like normalizing abuse. And I'm not talking about the book, the one that she wrote about from her true life experiences. I'm just talking about the behaviors that men have in books that are normalized in romance tropes, and she's not the only one that does it, but these aggressive men and these like mean white men. I hate the mean white men, Mandy Kaling like trope. I hate that. I hate a rude white man that is like snarky. Like, no, you're just a fucking asshole. It's just some weird shit. Yeah, like this one. What's your favorite food? Pad Thai. He says yours. Sushi. They're almost the same thing. Not even close, he says. They're both Asian food. What's your favorite movie? So just like weird shit like that. Like, that's not that deep, but still. Ellen, I am confident that the next sentence I'm about to write has never been written or spoken out loud. When he was wiping that cow shit on me, it was quite impossibly the most turned on I have ever been. I don't feel like a lot of things do this, but I feel like this TikTok perfectly encapsulates the reasons why that the reasons why I don't like Colleen Hoover. And I'm TikTok user Deborah the Scammer says, calling Colleen Hoover a writer is so generous, to be honest. She's a domestic terrorist. I've attempted to read It Ends With Us and Ugly Love. Both made me want to die. I couldn't finish either. The way she writes about sex makes me incredibly uncomfortable. She shouldn't be allowed around children. And maybe I could forgive her for all that if her son wasn't a rapist. And I feel like that's the biggest reason, because that is fucking awful. And it's crazy that people still read her. Nothing is gonna make defending a rapist okay. Her awful writing couldn't be an excuse if she wasn't a horrible person to go with it. She's an insult to romance books. Do you want to know why the world seems like it's going to shit ever since her books became popular? It's because she outsold the Bible. The fucking Bible. I'm not religious, but even I can recognize a demon working on behalf of Satan. I don't even have the words for her or people that love her books. If you love her writing, pick up a fucking nonfiction book. You've lost joyful reading privileges. Go outside, get some fresh air. Freak. Yeah, that's it. That is like, it perfectly encapsulates it. And it's not an uncommon thing if you're on BookTube, it's not an uncommon thing for Colleen Hoover to make it into the worst, shittiest books. Listen, I am sorry, I feel really bad for not reading the Colleen Hoover book and like doing a real like nuanced Colleen Hoover shit list video. I feel bad about doing that, but I could not do it. And remember, if you find yourself reading a Colleen Hoover book, hide it. Don't be caught with that shit. Don't. Thank you guys for watching. Don't read Colleen Hoover. She's a fucking demon freak. Am I being too harsh on her? No, there's no hope for anybody that defends sexual assault. But love you guys. Thank you if you stayed the entire time. Wow. Bye, love you. What the fuck? We ain't no.